So it's supposed to get hot again today,
Super hot.
right? Feels like summer.
As in, like, feels like 35 hot.
That's cooking.
That's a be by the lake kind of hot.
That is.
I like that kind of hot.
Or like, maybe a blizzard or two.
Well, I think that's really the only way that you could really justify that kind of hot.
Is having a blizzard?
Is having a blizzard.
Wow.
Right? Because you don't want to be safe and really cool down your core.
I from what I know about you, Pam, I don't know if you need hot to. You've justified blizzards in non-hot
See, I've
seasons.
cooled down my core so much. I need to maintain. That's what it is.
You need to be consistent with it.
That's right. Too much shock on the system when you don't do that.
It's like in withdrawal from blizzards.
Hey.
Maybe. We went to Dairy Queen the other day, and I was going to drop your name. It's kind of like getting into a fancy restaurant.
Like, Pam!
Yeah, I was going to ask for the Pam Blizzard.
And
they didn't really know what I was talking about.
what in the world?
No.
Well, my girl is no longer there. Like when I
Oh.
go through the drive-through, she's no longer there.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't know what happened to my girl.
You have to think about your
I know.
order. Do you have to think about your order, or you know it? Is it
Well, I do have to think about my order because sometimes I'll change.
really?
Like not too often, but if there's like a new flavor of the month or something that seems
Ooh.
really good,
Yeah.
I really should try it
Yeah.
so that I would have like an educated
your
opinion
horizons?
on it.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't talk about it if I haven't tried it.
So like the Wonder Woman cookie dough
No.
thingy? No,
No,
you're not a cookie dough person.
no, I'm not a cookie dough person.
That was
No.
Chloe's order.
And what was her thoughts?
Oh, it's fantastic.
It was a good
Multiple
one?
types of cookies and cookie dough and all sorts of things. And
See, I almost went to a new. I had a new favorite.
Yeah?
And they took it away.
ooh, that's heartbreaking.
It's really heartbreaking.
I know.
So when that happens and you get stuck on something and then suddenly it's gone.
You gotta be willing to adapt and change.
Or if you go to the States, they have
Ooh.
chocolate ice cream,
yeah,
right?
right.
At Dairy Queen.
That was like when we were on a mission from Mexico, and they had a chocolate ice cream thing in their Blizzard, and it was
Yes.
crazy.
Kind of mind blowing when
It
you go
was.
there as a Canadian. You're like, what in the world?
What am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
So what's
And
your
that's why
go-to?
you should keep going so you can just check it
Yeah.
out.
Make sure.
Let's make sure. Well, my regular go-to Blizzard is always Reese peanut butter cup.
Yep.
That's a good standard.
Yep. Pretty good.
Like chocolate, ice cream, peanut butter.
That's like Kim. She's got the standard. She's like the score standard.
Oh, yeah.
Always score all
See,
the
I do
time.
like score too. I'm with Kim there.
She doesn't have any variants. She just has like straight score Blizzard all the time. She wouldn't change. I'm like, oh, that's.
See, drumstick Aero caramel came out for a while. Did you ever
Ooh.
try that one?
I did.
Well, see, it's like a little bit caramel,
Yeah.
the Aero bar, the chocolate,
Yeah.
but then these drumstick pieces, so the little bit of
Ooh.
crunch in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh,
That's very
that
tasty.
was such a good one. So like that really was like right up there as my favorites.
Yeah.
And I go to order it the other day, it's like gone.
I would be all the peanut butter,
I'm all about the
greasy
peanut butter.
type stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty standard, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like you're getting a meal because you get your protein of
I know.
peanut butter.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Birthday, and she got donuts from this vegan bakery place.
Yes, I've been to a vegan bakery that makes the dough. It's
Like-
right downtown.
No, this one's in Devon.
Oh no. See, okay. So I went with my daughter to one downtown.
Like, I think I can't remember what it's called. Freaking Delightful or something.
Okay.
And I had,
Sounds wrong, a vegan donut, doesn't it?
I know, right? And you're kind of like,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
but it was coffee crisp vegan donut. And,
And what were your thoughts?
it was okay.
If somebody hadn't said to you, this is
Vegan?
a vegan
I wouldn't know.
donut,
You wouldn't know
you wouldn't
at
know.
all. Is it
Exactly.
like,
It's your mind did it to you
Yeah,
before you even bit
totally.
into it.
but it was good. Like, it was super tasty and whatever, but you just kind of like, a little different. But
Mm-hmm.
we figured it out, and on we went. So it was good.
Vegan.
Vegan. Yeah. Interesting.
That is really
And
interesting.
in Devon, of all places.
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
So
they
you're going
live.
to checking all these different places.
They live outside of Devon. They just moved in, so we went, did the thing, and it was like coffee crisp, and off we went.
Good for
so,
you.
Interesting.
But I
Ten-
mean, today should be another blizzard day. It will be really
It's
hot.
gotta be like
How
that
could you not?
hot.
We should probably go get in line now.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long
Yeah,
line.
I'm thinking.
Totally a long line.
It'll be a long line.
All right. Well, Pam, here we are,
Here we are.
back again.
Here we are.
Becky, we can't get enough of Pam, and she got kind of shortchanged last week, so we invited Pam back. Welcome to Lobby Time.
Thanks, Mike. It's
Yeah.
always good to be with you in lobby time.
And you invited us over to your house.
I did.
I know.
Said, you know what? Today's a day.
This is like because we sort of forced the issue. See, Pam hasn't invited me over to her house before, so I had to like sort of
Hey.
make it happen.
I think you have been here before for a staff function,
Oh,
just not on your own.
yeah.
You're just kind of part of the pack.
Yeah, kind of.
there was that.
Sort of. Oh, yeah, Mike's coming.
There was
But-
that. But I think I invited Kim.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
that's what it was. And Kim just brought you. But
Yeah.
hey, that's okay.
Yeah, it wasn't Kim plus one. It was just Kim, and I just showed up.
It happens.
You know, that's the thing that goes on. So we are here. We are lobby time, middle of August. We're gonna have some summer and some
Yeah.
heat. So
Nice heat.
for those of you that love heat, that's fantastic. For those of you who don't love heat, that's not fantastic.
Find a cool place to be today
Yeah,
if you're
some
not loving
shade.
the heat.
If you missed the intro time to lobby time, Pam has some fantastic Blizzard recommendations.
I'm a bit of a Blizzard connoisseur.
Yeah, so you can just drop her name at Dairy Queen, and
That's right. And they'll give you my favorite, the Pam
They'll,
special.
you could probably almost order it. Like it's going to be the new thing. It's going to be the Pam on the menu, and we'll be all good as a way to enjoy summer and enjoy heat and
That's right. That's
all the
right.
things that go with it. So, Pam, I don't know about you. So we're middle of August,
Mhm.
typical year. So your kids are a little bit older now.
Yep.
But middle of August, as parents, typically you're kind of in this like, "Ooh, let's buy some
I
school supplies,"
I
and
know.
this year's a little different, isn't it?
It's quite different. I know. I've been talking to lots of parents, and I don't know if you're on our StAAC Extreme Kids Facebook page at all. I posted a really good article just about parents and schooling and the choice that
Yeah.
parents making all these different choices, and the choice you're making is the right choice for you.
Yep.
And to just feel confident in the choice that you're making.
Yeah.
And I saw some parents doing some back to school shopping at Walmart this
Ooh,
week, right?
yeah.
And just the different anticipations of excitement for kids at different levels depending on what they're doing.
Yep.
It's just different.
Absolutely. We had our boxes of school supplies show up at our house this week, and they've sat unopened. Right? Typically
Not
they'd
the
be
same
open.
anticipation.
Typically they'd be all busted into and stuff everywhere and whatever, and they're sort of like, well, yeah, let's sort of see what goes on.
It does seem different, but I think, even as we're planning for fall and Extreme Kids, and I mean, talking to, Pastor Debbie and Pastor Janelle, and it looks different because we're not getting the classrooms ready. We're not anticipating the kids coming back. There is a bit of a grieving process that happens in our heart.
Yep.
But then as we start planning what it's going to look like in the future, we've got some amazing things for the kids that's going to look like, for fall for Extreme Kids. And so I think it's just a matter of grieving that little bit of a piece, but then rallying your heart and like, now we're excited because you just wrap your brain around it looking a little differently.
Yep. I talked about it in the weekend update. If you didn't get a chance to see that, just an encouragement to be praying for us as staff and leadership.
Yeah.
Lots of decisions to be made related to fall, right? There's various levels of uncertainty and trying to figure out a way forward and what that looks like. And, we all love the opportunity to gather together, right? And be all together at the church and do the things that we do and have the kids together. I mean, loving the kids, they're beeline up the stairs and the noise they make and all that stuff, right? And we love that stuff. Like guaranteed, it is something that we are all really excited about and we all really look forward to. And yet we're navigating these interesting days, different days, not less than days in any regard. Like the church is still the church, we're still opportunity to gather together, opportunity to be with one another, opportunity to encourage people and build into people. It just looks different.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And just wrapping your brain around it looking a little differently. I know I talked to Debbie the other day and Debbie says to me, oh my goodness, she said, I miss the kids so much. And what we're hoping and planning on doing is bringing back some house calls with Hamilton so that Mrs. Debbie can be in your home and see your kids, because especially at the preschool age, we don't want the kids forgetting us.
Oh yeah.
So we want to be so intentional about having our faces and specifically Mrs. Debbie's face in front of these kids. It just looks different.
Yeah.
And so we're going to just embrace the difference and take a look at that and adjust accordingly.
Yeah. Yeah. And trying to make the most of opportunities to be around, connecting with people. Right, opportunities to be in places. So even last night, Kim and I were out for a walk and seeing James and Leah Martell down. They had been out kayaking with some friends on the river, enjoying an afternoon. Opportunities like last night was our C3 kayak group, right? I was
Yep.
disappointed that I was a little late being at a ball game with my daughter. And so we weren't able to make it for the kayak thing, but I was looking down the river as we walked and I didn't notice Lisan or anything pink.
Yeah, what in the world?
I don't know.
I was looking for that too.
Yeah, it's
Lisa on the Lamacorn.
I know, or Jer on a little inner tube.
Yeah,
Like I one of those two.
I
and
don't
didn't
think
see.
Jer would have pulled off the Lamacorn quite like Lisa
No,
could.
Lisa
But
would have got that one.
I know.
But Jer on the so I was looking for that stuff and I didn't see
And
it.
nothing.
So kind of disappointed on that. But you
Yeah.
know what do you do? And so those kind of things are happening. But we also have a number of things that are still coming up through the rest of the summer.
We definitely
Right?
still have. We have a really exciting one coming up on Wednesday.
It'd be a fantastic time.
And the weather for Wednesday looks amazing.
Right? That's
Like
the worst thing
super
about trying to
hot.
organize things outside.
I know.
In Alberta.
The team and I, so I met with Debbie and Janelle again this week, and we were, last week, and we were looking at this week's weather. And you know how you look in advance?
yeah.
It looked great, but of course we're like, okay,
Yeah.
who knows what's going to happen? But it still looks like amazing. It's going to be the perfect evening to come out to Lions Park on Wednesday at 6:30 for Family Fun Fest. And we are going to have some really fun games. We're going to have some challenges, and it's all going to be family COVID friendly. So you're all going to be standing in your own little space. You'll get all your own supplies to do some fun challenges. There will be some water involved, which will be perfect when it is so hot outside.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so that's Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, 6:30, Lions Park. Now, bring your family, or if you're just young at heart, or you want to come just connect with the church family, just come on down. Like you don't have to have a kid or a young kid or a kid in Extreme Kids to come. You can just come and hang out with us. There'll be some freezies, which will be perfect at the end of it. It'll be about an hour long, so it'll be great.
And the key, you wanted people to register to help you guys plan.
Register.
So you can check that out on our StAAC.
Yep. So
St.
if you
Albert
go
Lions
to
Church.
St. Albert Lions Church and you go under Connect, there's a category called Events. Just go and register there so that we can see who's all coming and prepare for you.
Yeah. And if you're just tuning in, thanks for joining us. Lobby time.
Hello to a lobby time.
It's Pam and Mike because Pam got cut off last week and we felt bad. And we wanted to invite her back to have a real lobby time experience with us. And she was gracious enough to invite us to her house, which has been fantastic. Enjoying some time on the deck. We got like a lake behind us. I mean, it couldn't be a better setting.
It couldn't be a better setting.
I know. Like,
it's pretty sweet out
especially
here.
on a day like today where it's going to be so hot. And so
you start the day out on the deck and you end the day on the deck. You know that's a good day.
Yeah, what Pam doesn't know is that I'm probably not going to leave. So I'm going to...
Oh, there's that. Okay.
So I'm starting the day on the deck and she just said we can end the day on the deck. So I'm here and...
there's that.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. And Randy, unfortunately,
So if lobby time does not happen at my house again, you kind of know why. Yeah.
We're just not going anywhere.
So I didn't anticipate Mike here all day.
But here we are because it's going to be a great day and this seems like a fantastic setting to just enjoy the day. So we're enjoying it. We've been talking about opportunities to connect and opportunities to try and cross paths with people. So you invited people to join your kids event, Family Fun Fest.
Family Fun Fest
Wednesday night. And like you said, you don't necessarily have to have kids.
You don't have to have kids. Just come on out.
I
mean, our last event, we had a grandma and a grandpa come because they just wanted to see what was going on with the church family. And so we just love that. Just come and connect.
And I know Pam and her team have like fantastic stuff as part of that kind of thing. So there's lots of great things to enjoy, people to see. So good to see people from the church, right? And just cross paths with them in random spots and see them around. And that's one of the things we've been talking about consistently. You know, as much as the church isn't gathering in a big building and gathering in a big service, the opportunity for the church to gather together in some way, in some shape, in some form is so key, so vital. So, I mean, you've been working on that with your team, trying to get C3s happening in a variety of forms. And we
still have some C3s coming up. So there is, let me just see here what's all coming up.
Pull up your notes.
Okay, so we got the Gowler's Patio Party on August 19th. Ooh. So of course, for all these C3s, you do need to sign up. You can go to our website or you can go to our StAAC app. They're all listed there and just sign up. And all of our C3s are COVID friendly. So we're making sure that there's no sharing of food or drink or any of that kind of thing. And you're going to come and you're going to just enjoy one another, just a chance to connect with one another and see people from the church family.
So you can register for those.
Yep, you can register. So the Gallers patio party is on August 19th. We've got the afternoon tea for single ladies with Allison Zalaski on August 20th. And then, of course, we've got the Waldron C3 patio party on August 21st. So some things happen this week.
You can check it out under events on the webpage, staalliance.org, or under group
groups.
section, click C3s, which is Casual Connecting
Correct.
Communities. And you can find out all the info, all the deets there,
Yep.
so that you're aware. And yeah, like we said, encourage you to register, encourage you to sign up for those. Just helps planning, helps, you know, there's caps and limits and space and all that kind of stuff. We're trying to be as wise as possible, and yet at the same time encourage the opportunity to gather together. I think those two go hand in hand, and it is at times you don't have to fear one to do the other, and vice versa, you know, to make space to be able to gather together. So yeah, definitely tune in on that and be part of that. So yeah, while we're starting, we want to give out a couple quick shout outs to people joining us this morning, already online with us, you know, the early risers, enjoying hopefully your cup of coffee out on the deck, or just looking out because it's gonna be a fantastic day. We got Ashley and Dawn and Ellie and Carol and Connie and Brian. Awesome. We got a whole crew already joining us. So we are glad you're here with us.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Yeah, summer morning. We're loving this. This has been fun, kind of fun. One of the things that happens for me when we're at the church, right? Typical church Sunday, we're there, and there's a few people that always come early, right? To hang out and grab their coffee and do that kind of stuff. And one of the things that's fun is consistently seeing so many that I've listed and many others consistently joining us on the morning of, and it feels like, hey, we're just hanging in our lobby and enjoying a cup of coffee as we get things set up for the Sunday that's coming and all the things that are in store. One of the things that we should do before we get too far into this is if people have birthdays or anniversaries, we'd love to give shout outs. My wife's working, but we had our anniversary yesterday, so I don't know if she's listening to me on my break, but I'll get my little shout out in. So yeah, there we go.
Today is actually my daughter and son-in-law's anniversary. 5 years today for Taylor and Riley. So happy anniversary, you two.
Fun times. Yeah. Summertime is those times, right? There's lots of them. So if you got one that you want us to give a shout out for, drop us a comment. YouTube, StAAC TV. We will do our best to get that on before we end our time together and jump into our service. So a few other things that are happening. We talked about it just briefly. I mentioned it in our weekend update, a sense of, fall's coming. We were talking about it a little bit before, if you haven't joined us, and lots of different experiences, emotions. We were talking, my daughter was in this kind of ball jamboree with their cohort teams yesterday, and talking with some of the other parents just about sports in the fall and what they're trying to do, talking about ringette and all the rest of it. And it's interesting, different days, right? The little uncertainty and how you navigate all this stuff. And we've talked about it as a church, how we're trying to navigate these times and make wise decisions and make space, create an opportunity to connect with one another. And yet, just adhering to guidelines, adhering to wise, the wisdom that's presented to us,
Well, just recognizing that in this season, things look different. Right. So just processing those things in our heart as we go back to fall, and, there is a bit of a grieving because things look different, but just because things look different doesn't mean that they're not going to be great. Right. So there's these different options, like I was just saying to you today. So great that Chloe can still play ball.
Yeah. And just different ways that it happens, right? They're not the typical thing. And it creates, the thing that's been interesting is it creates a different opportunity for a different way for stuff to unfold, and maybe new opportunities for you to do something different, because you haven't had, like one of the families we were talking about is with their sports stuff, is they're like, it's going to be different. It isn't going to be quite as all out as it has been, just because we had to approach this differently. And so what in that space, what are the things that create opportunity for you, right? Like, I know we've talked about it numerous times over the last number of months, things that it's created space for us as a family, just games nights that have been a little more consistent, a little more frequent, just because we're at home. And at home for a variety of things, opportunities as family to do things a little bit differently, which has been
Well,
Good.
and you recognize that, right? Like as fall kicks off now,
Oof, yeah.
typically many families hit the ground running because all these different things start back up. And so there will still be opportunities for things for your kids to do. It will just look differently and they won't be as many.
Yep.
So you still have this opportunity as a family to establish some of these great times where you talk about family game night or some of these different things that, I mean, as a grandma,
Yeah.
as somebody, these are great things for you to be establishing now as your kids are young. So just wonderful memories.
Yep. Opportunities to do that.
They really are.
And we also, and just the encouragement that there's going to be choices, parents were lots of questions on the table, right?
Yeah.
Lots of decisions to be made. Parents feeling some of the stress because, some have had the experience of having to make decisions related to in school, out of school, all sorts of implications from those decisions. And just like you were talking about, the freedom to make the choice that's best for your family. And what choice is best for your family isn't necessarily best for the other family.
Correct.
But
and to feel secure in that, right? That there doesn't need to be any pressure anyway, but the choice that you're making your family is the right choice for you and your family.
Yeah.
And families know that we are praying for you as an Extreme Kids team, as a staff. We're praying for you in these choices that you're making. We're here as a support for you.
Yep.
So if you have a prayer concern or something that you want to, shoot our way, we would love to just to continue to pray for you and lift you up.
That was one of the things I was going to say is just even we know. So at the start of this COVID season, right, we had our I can help, I need help type of thing, right? And we've sort of, that's helped people. That's been an assistance in different ways. And we got a great team around it and people checking in and doing all sorts of stuff. But as we enter into a fall and a uncertainty of a return, it's created for some families, for some people, new challenges, different challenges, different spaces where there might be a need for help or like you say, just someone to pray with. Just we see it consistently. We've had people that will check in and just say, hey, can you be praying for this?
Exactly.
And as a staff team, connecting with them, I had a great conversation this week with a young guy, just an opportunity to connect and pray and just say, these are different days. And so definitely encourage you if you're watching and you're just maybe feeling overwhelmed, and it's easy to feel that way because the decisions can feel overwhelming, right? They seem monumental. And yet part of being the church is walking alongside, supporting and encouraging one another. That doesn't change because we can't gather together.
That's just it, right? And you just continue to pray for one another. And kids are in this season where like they're having to wear masks, and this is different. In fact, I took my sweet little 3-year-old granddaughter. We went out and we took her to the toy store. She was here for sleepover. So of course we take her to the toy store.
Grandma Pam.
How can you not? This is what we do. So of course go to the toy store. But I had to have a little mask for her, right? So when I bought this little mask for 3-year-old and just explaining what this is about. Kids have a different level of it. Their life looks different. And so if we can be praying for your kids, or if your kids experience some anxiety, or maybe they're just unsure, let us know. We would just love to be praying specifically for your kids by name and for you as parents as you navigate these different times.
It creates, I don't know if you've noticed it, I haven't been in lots of places, but just in a few spots, and you sort of you're just unsure in a lot of ways, right? And I think we all feel that, and it's causing different reactions in all of us. And that's just part of life.
It is.
And knowing how to navigate that, there isn't one right way, but being aware. I talked about it on Mondays with Mike, having this, a gauge, a dashboard, just saying, how's life? Where's life at for you, and having maybe a greater awareness of your own personal well-being, because that impacts how you interact with people.
Absolutely,
right?
It does.
And so even as we navigate these times, it was interesting just being in different locations where masks are mandatory, masks aren't mandatory, and you're sort of like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do, and I don't, is that okay? And we recognize all of that for all of us. We're trying to figure these things out, and so in this time, just one of the things that's just been a real sense as we head to the fall, the importance of supporting families, grandparents,
absolutely,
kids. We talked about it as a staff, just the implication for grandparents, because parents are making decisions with their kids and how that gets worked out. And we're trying to figure this out as a church. What's our way forward, and what's the best thing, and continue to be the church in these times.
And that's why talking about it is just so important, kind of breaking that stigma of like, oh, I'm fine, everything's okay. No, just talk about it. And so we just want you to, we're here for you to talk about it.
Yeah.
And
well, like Bob always says, right? It's okay to not be okay.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
don't stay there by yourself.
Correct.
Right? Find
Correct. Bring
place.
somebody else in.
And they've got a great opportunity with the hub Tuesday nights.
Yes.
Online. You can find out more information about that on our website, but opportunities to walk alongside people as you navigate these times that maybe just need someone that'll be willing to listen, somebody to be like, oh, we're in this journey together.
Yeah.
That's a great spot for it.
Yeah.
And even as we go to the fall,
yeah,
you know, one of the things to talk about is a sense of to be a part of a group, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So key.
Yep.
We were having a conversation with a couple last week, and they're like, yeah, this fall we got to get connected to a group, and so that's Pam. So,
that's me.
So you can drop Pam an email.
That's right.
And she's working through some of the details with groups, trying to
Yep.
figure that out, right?
Yep. So when you sign up for an online group, so if you go into our website or you go into our StAAC app, you can sign up for a small group. That forms directly to me. And the more information you can give me in terms of what you're looking for a small group, the better I'm going to be able to place you, or I'll probably get an email from me just asking a little more information.
Yep.
And right now, I'm just getting all of my fall groups lined up. So even if I don't have one for you right now, just kind of getting your name into me helps me to form those groups. And it's a place for you to connect, to find other people, just to do life together with. It's going to look a little different in this season. Some of it will most definitely be online. Some of the small groups are meeting now, but they're actually meeting outside in parks. While we all know that as much as we don't want to admit that this weather won't last forever,
I know, but
we may get to some cooler weather, then we're going to be moving online. But it's a place for you to continue to connect with one another, to just share life, do a Bible study together and pray together and have a person to connect in a support network for you. That's what it's about.
Yeah. And so if it's something that you've been thinking, you know, kind of over the summer, I don't know about your experience, but it's felt like, okay, we've kind of done this thing. And yet the need to sort of be like, okay, I can't, you know, I can't do this alone.
Yeah.
I'm not meant to do this alone. I gotta make sure I got those people around me.
That's
and so as we move towards the fall, you know, help planning,
correct.
We get lots of it's uncertain. And so just to be able to say, hey, I'm interested.
That's right.
I know you may not know what that looks like, but I'm interested and I know this is important for me. So let's get connected. Let's be part of it.
Absolutely. Don't do life alone.
Absolutely.
Do life with others.
And the more people that sign up, the more people that, you know, we get information from, the more opportunity there is for people to connect. And we know that's a need, not just people that have been connected to St. Albert Alliance Church. Like you might be watching this and you've tuned in just in our COVID season, right? You've just found us online. We'd love to have you. We had a starting point group. We had people kind of all over the place. And as part of that group, we'd love to have you connected in some way, in some form, some place.
And that's the incredible thing about this season is with our online groups, we've been able to have people that are connecting from way outside of St. Albert. I mean, we had some people connecting from BC, from Mexico, different places that were part of our small groups, because now that we're online, it allows us to really open up. And what a beautiful opportunity to have different people connecting from really around the world, different places in a small group online. So don't hesitate to send me, I want to be in a small group, and I'll contact you and we can just chat about it.
That's where it begins, right? It's you don't have to have it all figured out, but just an interest and that's a start, and away we go with those things. Because there's lots of that stuff that's on the table as we look to the fall and kind of how things continue to play out and work themselves through. So
hey, look at this, we got more birthdays.
Do we? Whose birthday?
Jordy Knoppers has a birthday on Thursday.
What?
Jordy,
happy birthday.
Early birthday to you. That's exciting. I can't believe these kids are getting so old.
I know, right?
Like Jordy, I remember you when you were like a little peanut.
Yeah. I was going to say you don't want to say it.
I know. I'm just saying a little peanut.
Yeah. I was going to be like, is that dating her or dating you? We're just going to leave that alone.
Yeah. Okay. There's that.
That's it. Happy birthday, Jordy. Fun times.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have more people joining us. We've got Wayne and Paula.
Oh, good.
Hello. And Nora. Hi, Nora. Oh, and look at this. Rob and Marg and Belize are joining us.
Talk about the
Rob,
reach,
Mark.
right? It's going all over.
Absolutely.
Right?
There we go. There's a good example.
Yep.
And Ron and Luella are online. So good to see all these people.
Yeah, Lulu, welcome.
Oh, I miss all these people so much.
So fun.
I know.
So fun. That's one of the other things. So you guys did this early in the year. Maybe in the spring. You had your family stuff that ended at the church and people came by and just picked up stuff.
I know.
Picking up packets. Like,
that just filled our hearts so much, because as people drive by, we could see them from a distance and just see the faces.
Yeah. Well, and if you haven't been by the church, like
Yeah.
crazy,
It is
all sorts of
crazy.
stuff going
It's pretty
up and like
exciting.
walls and
Yeah.
things that are
Roofs.
happening.
Yep.
Yeah, a roof is on there. Like the view from the offices looking out is
Yeah, it's gone.
gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
And so if you haven't been by, we encourage you to definitely go
Mhm,
by, check it
mhm.
out. We've got our prayer wall, prayer ribbon wall, tie a ribbon on, pray for the
Yeah.
church, pray for construction, right? They
Yeah.
sounds like they're, close to schedule, which is a good thing.
Amazing now that it's dry.
Yeah, right. Dried up a little bit
Mhm,
for them,
mhm.
and our
And our road is good.
is pretty good.
It's
Yeah,
like, it's amazing compared to what it
yeah,
was.
it was. It's true.
Pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
it was.
Yeah.
It was a little slick on Wednesday
Yeah.
getting in there, but we made it. But it's not the big ruts and
Yeah.
huge 4x4 and type stuff. But it was a good time. So definitely, if you haven't been
Yeah.
by, swing by, check it
It's
out.
worth the
Very
drive.
very
Yeah.
exciting to see. Lots of things going on up there that they're working on
Yeah.
and making progress. We were just talking about it. Like we got a meeting next week, a little over a week from now, a week and a half from now, meeting with architect, talking about design
That's
stuff
so
again,
exciting.
and
I
looking through some of
know.
that stuff,
I
right? All
know.
the fun details.
So all the fun and make it come alive, right?
Yeah,
So fun.
yeah. So we're looking forward to that. Good times is part of it, but yeah, definitely go by and check it out. Be praying for the church, praying for construction guys.
Yes.
Yeah, things continue to be on pace and on schedule and all that kind of good stuff. I mean, if we have weather, like it doesn't need to be 30 above, but like just nice weather without all the rain would be ideal.
That really would be ideal.
Yeah, it would help them out lots, would help us out lots in
Mhm.
moving the project along, which is a good time. But it's exciting to see.
It is so exciting to
And
see
do
all
you know
that.
what's exciting about that as well is one of the things that we've talked about for a long time, just the way that our hope, our desire for a building, new building, building redeveloped, just the impact and the it's for the community. And the thing that has been interesting, I don't know about you, but in conversations with people, just neighbors or whatever else, just the comments of being like, oh, wow, that's quite the thing going on. Hey, and I'm like, yes, it is quite the thing. Let me tell you about it. And even just, Chloe's ball here on the weekend and chatting it up with some of the parents. And they're like, oh, wow, yeah, you're up there. Then the stories of how God is already moving just through stuff that's happening, right? It begins to stir people, begins to create questions, begins to, something different's going on. What is that? And that's exciting because it opens doors for conversations.
Absolutely.
And that we get to be a part of. So
yeah, it's gonna be so exciting to see things as they continue to, as that building continues to just take shape,
form and build up. So a couple of things before we get ready for our service, a couple of things to remind people of. Parents, if you got kids, our Extreme Kids team, they've got stuff in the StAAC Extreme Kids.
StAAC Extreme Facebook group.
Yeah, Extreme
Nailed
Kids.
Yeah.
Extreme Kids Facebook group.
Didn't I say that? StAAC
You
Extreme
didn't say
Kids?
kids, just Extreme.
StAAC
The
Extreme
StAAC
Kids.
Extreme Facebook group.
Facebook group. So
Extreme Kids.
There's some great stuff going on. Pastor Janelle, Pastor Debbie, they continue to do their videos weekly, doing such a good job. Next week, elementary kids are starting a new unit, so we'll see what Pastor Janelle has planned for you. It's always fun and exciting. And Pastor Debbie's got this new Daring Faith that she's doing with her preschool kids. So even if you can't watch it on Sunday morning with your kids, it is there for you to watch during the week. So be sure, that's what I do with my sweet little granddaughter. We watch it during the week and continue to engage in that way.
We just about forgot. We had a list of things that we were going to talk about. We just about forgot the river.
We almost forgot the river.
Almost forgot.
That's because I'm not looking at my
I know,
phone.
it's your phone. You're looking at all the people texting you. Like
That's
Pam's
exactly
Hollywood, she's got all these people texting.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
We've got the river online.
The river coming up.
The river online.
Yes, it is.
Happening August 30th, 7 p.m. It's going to be a fantastic thing. Like, we saw some snippets of it.
Yes.
Oh, it is so good.
Amazing stuff.
And you don't want to miss it. So that's August 30th, 7 p.m. River Online. A fantastic evening of worship and prayer together as part of it. And we want you to be part of it, to join us online. All the usual places, right? Facebook, YouTube, StAAC TV, all those spots. It's going to be awesome.
Make sure
and
you join us. Yeah, absolutely. Just a great place to worship together again.
And kind of head into fall-ish.
Yeah, kind of sets your heart right for heading into fall, doesn't it?
Right? Because like kids starts like school.
I know.
Right
Summer's starting like before the long weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. So it kind of gives you a kickstart into the end of your year.
Yeah.
So River Online, August 30th, 7 p.m. Wednesday nights, Extreme Kids Family Fun Fest. You can register online, StAAC, StAAlliance.org. let them know you're coming, and it'd be a
Mhm.
great time. Even if you're just coming to drop in, it'd be great just to let them know so they can sort of be watching for you.
Mhm.
Because Lions Park, I don't know if you've been down there, like it's a happening spot.
It's a happening spot. It's the place to be.
Always a fantastic spot here in St. Albert. We talked about it, uncertainty in seasons,
Yes.
someone to pray with you,
Pray with you.
someone to encourage you, someone just to bless you, someone just to, come alongside you. We got a whole team that's part of that and wants to be able to pray with you. So we encourage you to check that out. At the end of the service, there'll be a Zoom link in our chat boxes, and you can follow it up, and it'd be a good time. And those are, I think that lots of our good stuff.
Lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Be sure that you engage with us. Check in with us. We want to see you guys. We really miss you.
Yep. So we're going to sign out from now. Be sure to refresh your browsers. Check out all those places. Love to see you in the service. It's going to be a great service. I might be a little biased.
Of course,
I
it's going to be a great service,
It's going to be a great service. Bringing the message today, so it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. And, I'm just going to kick back and relax because I'm here till the sun goes down. So
I think I'll sign up for that Zoom prayer.
All right. Thanks for being with us.
Good to see you
Have
all.
a great week. Be sure to tune into us next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Bye.